Hi everybody, welcome to my channel for the fifth and last game of the SmithF Invitational. I thought it's like 2 years ago like we started this event because it's a feeling it lasted quite long, a couple of months. It's just a strange feeling for an event to last so long. But yeah, it was cool, and it was also cool that we had the time to play the games, to try to find the time that suits both of the player each time, so that's why also it lasted so long. But yeah, happy to have be able to complete all my five games, because yeah, when I commit to an event I try to play all the games. I think that's if not, then it's better not to participate at all. So really happy to face my friend Jan, aka Shizu from Blackwood channel. We played this game just before the end of the year. So my list, you know it already. You can pause the video if you want to have a look at it again, but now we play all three parts of the list, A, B and C. So this is 6k on all the ground, going to be a lot of fights. Here you see my opponent's list. So yeah, like I do all the time, I did my homework just to check some of the stuff that you don't see that often. For example, Harbinger of Father Cows on a Great Beast of Prophecy, not something I'm used to. Just check what it does, just to be sure that I'm not caught off guard. But basically, to sum it up, his list is a mix between a block and then an MSU. So he has one main block of Myrmidon. Kulima is within the unit most of the time, and then the rest is basically a lot of chariots, some small large cavalry character, and then he has not small large cavalry character, a couple of chariot, big and smaller, 3 orders, some blowflies, some chaff, additional magic, Eidolon to add some shots, another 2 chariot. So a lot of support unit and 1 main unit. We play, like I said, all the ground with diagonal. I don't know if we did a mistake or not, because I heard from people that played this round that they played front line. We randomized it and came up with diagonal, but maybe there was a fixed deployment. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, doesn't matter much. You see my spell selection, so took a lot of damage, range damage that could hurt the demon, but at the same time, with so many adepts, I have enough buff combat too, and some of the damage spell like Cascading Fire and also Pentagram can be cast in combat, which is quite nice. Matchup analysis. I think regarding secondary objective, I have the tools to deal with his main scoring unit, Myrmidon, so I have edge on that, and also due to the fact that the Bastion is so solid. Eidolon, I need to stay away from them with my Cadim Titan if possible. I was looking forward to deploy the shooting centrally, expecting his Myrmidon to be near the center. So if I put all my shooting attack in the center, Bastion, double flamethrower, plus some flintlocks, plus a couple of bows, this is going to be too much for the Myrmidon, I guess. My engine is quite good on the matchup, just need to be careful from Titan Slayer Chariot that is built to do him damage. I expect some battle between small unit on the flanks to be, this is going to be very interesting. It's not only a battle about the center, but we have so many units and it's diagonal. We have big footprints, so there is definitely going to be some interesting battle on the flanks. I was looking forward rather to counter deploy. Usually I like to start on all the ground because you can claim board space and have some control over the central part of the board. But in this case, I felt that having the right counter and avoid problematic matchup was more important for me. And also the fact that by playing second, I could also send some chaff, in this case Vassal with Relentless Banner, and score at the same time. So I could also control somehow who is going to score all the ground at the end of the turn, which is also something interesting sometimes. And my estimation of the matchup was slightly in my favor. Deployment. So I wander off aside, picked this part of the map because of the hill and also the wall. Felt I was giving him a ruin, which is not so nice for him. And cutting the other way around would have been very annoying because it's already hard for us to fit all our army with this big footprint, takes 6k points on these tables. So on the other way around, it would have been even harder to fit everybody. So that's what we did, and he decided to drop for first turn. So he put Eidolon as scout after the deployment. Also the small guy, small hero that goes within the unit, same for him. And then we have a small chariot, 3 flies, 3 brazen beasts plus a character, furies, Myrmidon block with only Kulima within, I guess, the deceiver. Small Chariot, 3 Orders, Succubi, Lemures, Serpents, Titan Slayer Chariot, Big Chariot, and the second large cavalry character. And my counter deployment was the following. So I saw Titan Slayer, so I wanted all my shooting in the center. So Myrmidon are here, so I put Flamethrower, Bastion, bow shots, Flintlock, bow shots. So I have all my shots ready for them. So that was an easy choice. And then it was more about how I want to play with the flank. So the fact that he could charge really far away and that the Titan Slayer Chariot was good against big monster, I put my Kadim Titan on the opposite, which meant obviously the Eidolon could always try to find him because they are scout. So that was always going to be annoying. I wanted one of the bull to the side to be able to be flexible and try to go over him if he goes too much forward. Second bull was more centrally, so that was General Occultism. That one was the Adept of Alchemy. And then I split a little bit between some Anointed to support Kadim Titan against threats, particularly them. They are flaming, so I could need some support. And also against Eidolon to push them back. I think that was a way to do it. Put the slave in the back because I had no place to put them. And then bottom right, I put some other incarnate towards the center. And then Enforcer. Overall, rather happy with the deployment, but I think I could have switched one thing, is these incarnates with a unit of Anointed. Because first of all, I would have liked an additional scoring in the center. Second of all, the incarnate are not... They don't care about panic check. So if I would have put them here, I think that would have been much better for them. Just to be on my flank, because these guys are going to have some panic check to do at some points because they are so far away from BSB. So I guess I could have put them in the center just for these two main reasons. But yeah, that's a detail. His turn 1. He moved forward mostly on this part of the map, try to be closer to the center. The rest, he moved slightly forward with the rest. Puts him ready for turn 2. Magic phase. I dispelled Twisted Effigy on the tank, on the Bastion, who really wanted to shoot. I put a hard target on the Myrmidon. And then he does d6 plus 1 hits from Thaumaturgy against Titan, but does nothing. I dispel, reroll 2 hit on the shooting attack, and with shooting from Eidolon, it does 2 wound to my Anointed, so I'm fine. My turn 1, I have an 11 charge against them, and I consider that to be very interesting. Obviously, he has some stand and shoot, but at the same time, if I succeed to that, I could be in a very good position and maybe deal with them, which would be really, really huge. So I took that, but I failed the charge. Other than that, I push my 2 anchor. We might say that's one of the strengths for me of the ID book, is that you have some units that can really take the charges without a sweat. They don't care at all, and that's the case. The Bastion, I mean, it's almost impossible to break him in one go, and same goes for the tank, who has 7 wound, resilience 7, 3 up armor save, and is unbreakable. So I move both forward, put myself ready to throw some flamethrower against Myrmidon. They are both in range. Prepare my bull for some counter charges in case he try to go. Same goes for them. They are ready to counter charge if needed. A Titan moves slightly back in case he charge with something. I want to be able to take it to counter charge or be annoying at least if I decide to flee. The rest move them slightly back the bull as well, turn them ready just in case they need to chaff or do anything. And I positioned my vassal quite aggressively because I was already in a position to be charged, so I prefer to be slightly more forward, do some shots, have a distracting if he charged with something not so significant, and if he decided to charge with more stuff, I had better flee pass towards here. So that's why I wanted to move a bit forward, and also to free up some space for other units. But here also I see the limitation of moving the incarnate on the flank. They are not so suited for a flank as a flank unit, I guess, because lack of musician mostly. Sorry, what happened in Magic? 2d6 strength 4 with 3 dice I failed, then I spike shield this hero and did 2 wounds to him, which was nice. And then with my flamethrower I kill a total of 10 Myrmidons with both of them, which was really, really cool. And I kill also 4 Lemures with my Bastion. So I wanted to diminish them a little bit, they're in my front, but if they charge me, they have some ranks, could be annoying at some point. So I prefer to kill some of them. His turn 2, he decided to go for it. So he charged triple charges. These were some long charges. He had an 11 on the flies, a 9 on the chariot, and this one was also, I think, an 11 as well. So really far away charges, but got all of them. Order were really close. Decided to hold. I wanted to stand and shoot in case he decided to charge with something like a Myrmidon. So I decided to hold. He charged only with them to pin me, which makes sense. And then he charged me with 2 chariot against the vassal. I decided to flee on the second chariot charges because this would mean he was very likely to overrun against them, and then I'm not so good, well placed to be ready for that overrun. So I decided to flee that one, and then he redirect the chariot, passes the check, and roll an 11 to go against my incarnate. Will be interesting because he's in a position to put out of trouble. If he go through me is against my bull, that could be very, very annoying. And then he's able to just push forward with the flyers, and also the same goes for the hero. Other than that, the rest just made some repositioning, took the hero out of the unit to make an additional threat for the side in case I want to push more. And yeah, that was it. In his magic phase, I binding scroll, reroll to wound. So yeah, the idea he has smite the unbeliever and reroll to wound. That I was a bit scared of because on both targets they could be very annoying. So I binding scroll, reroll to wound because I don't want any scandal on the chariot or something. So I binding scroll that one, and I dispel smite, and he got twisted effigy on my flamethrower, which is slightly annoying but not the end of the world. And then he got +2 at no die enemy on this chariot, I guess. And that was it. With his shooting attack, he does the 4 remaining wounds. So he did 2 on the stand and shoot, I guess. And then the 4 remaining wounds, he just did it in one go. So kill me, he's done. Then let's move on to close combat. So what happened with the chariot here? He bounced. He did 3 wounds to me. I did 4 to him. So that was quite good. I was surprised, but pleasantly surprised, we might say. Then we have order combat. I won by 2, but he passes his check. And then we have this combat where he did like 4 wounds to me. So I was still alive, unbreakable, and ready to have plenty of counter charges. And here I might say it was a bit confusing for me because he told me, yeah, in a straight line, you cannot pass here to charge them before the charge. So he completed the charge. And after that, actually, he wanted to reform one of the flies. He told me after. That's because I thought his intention was just to stay like that to block me from charging them. But actually, then he saw too late that the Kadim Titan could see them in the back, and he could have reformed 3 wide to avoid the Kadim Titan going in. But at the same time, that would free up them to go for long charge here, which is maybe not so scary for him. But yeah, forgetting about that was quite huge, because then I could charge with everything. So I charge with them in the flank, Vassal in the flank, Bull in the front, Kadim Titan in the back. So yeah, that was going to be nice. If I kill them in one go, I'm out of line of sight of Myrmidon, which would be really nice. If I don't, maybe I'm forced to nudge. But in any case, I have a lot of strengths here, and if I'm able to delete all these 3 threats in one go, that could be huge for the rest of the game. And here I countercharge the flank of the chariot with my 6 guys. Here I decided not to take the charge because I was scared of being blocked and then countercharged by too many stuff. But I guess that's okay. I think I should have taken that charge, because what I didn't see at this point of time is the fact that the Lemures could come against my flank. And I don't know if they break me or not, but that's annoying to get charged by a 2 rank unit. So I could have done something, either move slightly forward to just block the fact that they can charge me. That would have been a possibility, or charge them. Obviously, if I charge them, you can counter-charge me, maybe kill me, but then at the same time, I have plenty of stuff that should be free to counter-charge again. So I think the right move here would have been to charge the Lemures. Let's move on to magic. 2d6 strength 4 against Eidolon did... No, I didn't do 2d6 strength 4. I think I did it again against... I don't remember who, but I did nothing. That was with Cascading Fire, I guess. Then I put +2 armor save on my tank. D6 pentagram against Myrmidon did nothing, and dispelled the rest. Close combat. So here basically popped. I killed only one fly, meaning I needed to nudge, which was a bit annoying, but the rest just, I did a lot of damage and then it just popped. So that was nice. Just checking something. Could I maybe I was there with my Titan? No, I think the overrun was not possible because, yeah, I was hitting the Bastion first. So overrun was not possible with the I had no good overrun, basically. So I just reform everybody. And here, I just delete the chariot and post-combat reform. So, yeah, some good advantage taken here. He's turn 3. So he decided to take a couple of charges. He charged first because, yeah, what I forgot to tell you is the fact that I was able to cover up for my mistake here from the Lemurs with reforming them in a column, Congo line, and they weren't able to charge anymore. So I was a bit lucky here to find this solution. So he just charged them in the front with the Lemurs. This Succubi charge here because he needed first to charge with the Lemur to charge with the Succubi. And then he tried as well to charge, but he failed with the Titan in my flank, Titan Slayer Chariot. I don't know if the charge, because at this point of time, it's a straight line. He cannot really charge. So he needed first to charge the Lemurs. But then I don't think he has enough space to charge after because it's so close to me. Looks like the straight line was already... Or basically, maybe he can charge with that, but not with the Succubi. I don't know if we solved that right. But basically, it was a failed charge here. He failed. That was huge. He tried to charge with Veil Serpent to be together with the 2 remaining hero, but failed that charge, which was quite close, like a 6 or 7 Swift Ride. But that was an important charge. And here, obviously, double charge my Titan. Obviously, it's a bit annoying because I'm going to lose the Titan. But at the same time, my reasoning was I prefer a lot that he charged the Titan rather than him charging the tank. I have 1 up, so it's hard for him to kill me. But if he does, I'm in big trouble. Because then he can just continue and kill stuff and I don't have a lot of answer. Here in this case, obviously we'll kill the Titan, but at the same time, after that, I have some chaff available, I have a lot of shooting available, and I was quite confident that the Myrmidon, it's the last combat that they are going to survive, basically. That was my idea. Let's move on, and the rest just move a little bit, try to cover for some other charges. Turn 3 magic for the demon. Let me check. Oh, I forgot to mention that first of all, this character charged my 3 anointed that decided to flee, and then he redirected against the Titan. So basically, yeah, I wasn't ready to take that charge against them. They have enough time to rally and do something else. So he got reroll 2 wound off on the Myrmidon. Yeah, nothing I could do. I dispel reroll 2 hit Divine to try at least to survive and maybe do some attack before I die. That would have been really nice, but I'm not sure it's enough. And then he put +2 weapon skill on the Succubi. Twisted Effigy with 1 dice on my flamethrower. He casted that, so that was very, very annoying. And with his shooting, he was able to kill 4 slaves. Incarnate killed the beast in close combat. He has only 2 wounds left, and he has an armor save, so I have some grinding and some nice attack. So I deal with him, which is really, really cool. Here, that fight, I think it was like a tie. No, sorry, I think I lost by 2. I had a 7 rollable, but I passed the check, but I didn't pass the reform, so I stick. Here, I think we both stick and just reform the other way, but yeah, he's still blocking me. And he basically close combat, he one-shot the Titan, cannot strike, so that's it. My turn 3, so let's see. Here we're in combat. Yeah, he lost, I forgot to mention, but the Order lost like, I didn't crush them once, I failed all my crush. And he lost like 2 times by 2, but passes the check. So my turn 3, I got some charges. I have 7 or 8 Swift Ride with the Canem Incarnate on the flank, got that off, and then a long charge, 11 Swift Ride with the Bull. Consider the fact that if I fail, I just end up here, still far away enough from the rest, so I should be fine. And I decided to take it, and I pass it, so that was important. My Incarnate charge here, rally the Anointed, move the Slave forward, use them as chaff, move out the Mage, put my tank to the flank to shoot at the flank and have a lot of D3s with the flamethrower, which is always a nice trick because you can use any part of your base. So I use the part of the base in my flank, in his flank, and then I can shoot towards the flank, which is perfect. And then obviously small bull going for the charge against the hero. BSB went out in case he charged them, goes for the overrun on a 12 against them. I'm not in trouble with the BSB. I want to take no risk because I'm in control. What I'm not in control of is the center, because he has so many scoring. He won the last round, and this round, as you can see, I still have only 1 scoring within 6. He has like 4, so he's going to win it again. So it's going to be 2 up at the end of the turn, which is not a position we like to be in. My magic phase. I try to put +1 armor save on the Bastion, but fail. I put 2d6 strength 4 on Eidolon, do only 2 wounds. I try to put 2d6 against Myrmidon with Cascading Fire, but I fail. And then I try to put a ward save on myself. It dispelled that one, and I'm able to get a boosted hereditary against the beast, which is nice because then I hit on the 3+. Shooting, I kill a total of 7 Myrmidon with them, Flintlock, and yeah, only the Flamethrower and Flintlock. Not huge, but still quite good because it's 1 rank less, so they are becoming less and less of a threat. Close combat. So here's a tie. To my surprise, I didn't do well. I did only 2 wounds. He managed to strike and kill the Incarnate in the flank, meaning I lose a lot of combat res, I lose the flank, and I lose a couple of attacks. So basically it's a tie, which wasn't expected, but it compensates somehow the fact that I was able to get a very long charge range. So my bull is stuck in combat. Then we have this combat. I do like 1 wound to him with all these attacks, so we stuck. And here he killed a lot of me. I was surprised. He killed really a lot of them. Like you will see, like, yeah, he killed 9 of them, which is quite a lot for me. And the bull deal with the Beast of Prophecy, and yeah, thanks to also reroll to Wound Divine, it's too much, so it just popped. He's turn 4, so Kulima moves here, turns around the Brazen to threaten me. Here we're stuck in combat. Here we're stuck in combat. He counter charge with the Veil Serpent against my bull. And that's it. He hasn't a lot left on the table. What happened in Magic? I dispel reroll to hit. A divine attack. He got Raven's Wing to move closer to my tank, I guess. Then d6 +1, one-shot my Pyro-Image on his own, which is something I'm getting used to. Shooting, did 2 wounds to the engine. Close combat, I do a couple of wounds, but yeah, I do. This time, I kill all of them except 1, and then it just pops. This makes more sense for me. And then right part of the map, we do 1-to-1. I lose by 1 because of the charge. I pass my check. If I would have failed, it's not a big problem. I would have just lost in the wound due to Supernal, so not a big problem here. And then the Bastion, this time not steadfast. I'm not able to kill the 2 guys I needed to be steadfast, so I'm not steadfast anymore. And I passed my check with -4, so this was a hard check, 5 rollable. I was a bit lucky to stuck here. Yeah, it's my turn after, so in case I would have fled, I think I have still some option to react with stuff, because all these guys are free. He's free, can charge over. These guys are free as well, so I had a couple of options to react, I guess. Obviously, that's a lot of points, and that's the fact that maybe it's all the ground that's a bit under threat, but that would have also... He need to think twice, because if this breaks and he decides to pursue, he need to keep one of these 2 units at least to block me from charging the flank of the Myrmidon. Or the flank of them, a bit far away. But at least 1 to block me, so only 1 can pursue, maybe overrun to block me. And then it's a close combat, can happen a lot, so I don't know. But yeah, I was happy to stick. My turn 4. So I counter charge with Incarnate against the Succubi. Reform them in a conga to go within 6. I reformed them to be against him because I consider the fact that with shooting with both bolt thrower, flamethrower, plus a couple of bow shots, then if he comes in combat, he can't do much, and I also wanted to score. So at this time, I have 1, 2, and 3 scoring. He has 1, 2, 3. So we'll see. Here we're still in combat. I push my slave a bit, and I put them just on tip on the hill to have a line of sight because I have only 1 wound left on my tank. Meaning if I wanted to bait him to charge me. If he charged me, I want to counter charge with at least them. That was the idea. My magic phase. I failed the ward save on the Bastion. Wanted to save the Bastion, but failed that. Tried to cast Hereditary boosted. Got that off against the Veil Serpent to support the bull. He dispelled +1 armor save on the Bastion, I guess. Yeah. Pentagram was dispelled as well. And then with Flamethrower, I killed 4 of the Myrmidon, so he's not big of a threat anymore. I decided not to shoot with the tank. I was just afraid I might just die, and that would have been annoying for me, so I decided not to shoot. I could have done a couple of wounds more, but yeah, I didn't like the risk to just dying on that. I wanted to force him to do something to kill me, not give the points for free. Close combat, so yeah, this time I win big. I lose by 4, loses another couple of wounds. As you can see, I finally managed to do a crush attack here. On the right, I do 4 wounds, he does 0 to me, and I win big. Because yeah, I was hitting them on 3+, I guess, so I did a lot of wounds. And then he loses a couple of other wounds and loses the chariot, so this is quite important. His turn 5, charges with the brazen against the tank. Charges with 7 remaining Myrmidon against my vassals. He has 1 guy left. As you can see, unfortunately for me, he was able to kill the 5 remaining guys, exactly the 5. I failed a couple of important armor save, and basically I don't have a scoring anymore, meaning I have only 1-2, he has only 1-2, so we tied this round, so meaning I won't be able to win it. Which is slightly unfortunate, but yeah, I mean, it's not a big scandal, the fact that I lost all of them after a couple of rounds of combat. So he's turn 5, yeah, charge me, still in combat, move them around to shoot me. I decided to flee with the slave against Kulima, charging alone, because that was the end of the game for him. Nothing that he could really do after that. D6 +1, did 2 wounds to the Anointed. He casted Spectral Blade on them. Yeah, my tank was already dead in my mind. And then with the shooting, he was able to do 4 wounds to my Anointed, which was a bit too much to my taste. Ended up with 1 wound remaining. Passes the panic check, 9 rollable. Order combat, he did 2 wounds to me. I did nothing to him. I lose by 2. I pass. I lose by 3 maybe. So it's no, I lose by 3, I guess. Yeah, 6 rerollable. Pass it. Yeah, obviously nice for me. Myrmidon combat, he did 7 wound to me. I did 1 to him. So we're stuck because I passed steadfast check, and he just killed me. My turn 5, so here in combat, here I counter charge with the Incarnate in the flank. I cannot overrun due to the position of the Bastion, so that's nothing I can do against that. Here we're still stuck in combat. Fly over, I move my Konga to be out of line of sight but still score, because I definitely need to score. Puts them in range, so I have 1, 2, 3, has only 1, 2, and this one is going to die, so it should be fine. Prepare other scoring if needed, rally them. And that's it. In the magic phase, what did I get off? D6 against Myrmidon, killed 2 of them, which was nice to try to finish them off. Then I got the boosted Hereditary on Myrmidon. He dispelled that, but I got +2 armor save on the vassals. Close combat, I finished them. The 4 remaining guys finished them, finished the order, and just pivot. I finished the serpent as well. And then turn 6, to sum it up, nothing much happened, just move away with most of the stuff, try to charge the flank of them with the RPs, just for the fun, I guess. Charge me in the flank, I suffered no wounds, strike back with 4 attack, did 3 wounds, quite a lot, so I won combat, I guess. Oh yeah, charge in the flank, and I did 3 wounds, yeah, I won combat. So that was quite fortunate for me, and then that's the end of the game. So I score all the ground on turn 5 and 6 to tie the secondary objective. Ended up being a 13-7 to me, which was enough to win the tournament and the game, basically, so quite happy about that. Post-game analysis. Like I said, deployment, I should have switched 1 anointed unit with a central incarnate. Secondary, I was close to be able to win it. Yeah, Infernal Warrior, I just didn't manage. I should have maybe used my dice, magic dice, differently. Try to support them better, because I tried to cast a +1 armor save, +2 armor save, ward save several times, and it was either dispelled or failed multiple times. So that was very annoying. But I could have tried to make them, help them to survive longer. I think they lack a little bit of support. My strategy to bait him and then countercharge paid off. In the micro, yeah, Titan, I know it was a sacrifice, but like you saw after that, that was just the end of the game of the Myrmidon. So they killed my Titan, which is not something I wanted, obviously, but they were fully managed. After that, I was just in control of the center. Lots of dicey close combat, just a friendly reminder that if you go in combat, it's always going to be somehow a bit unpredictable, because you are just going to throw some dices and see what happens. Eidolon did a lot of damage to my left flank. They kill almost 2 units of Anointed. Did 2 wounds to my tank, so quite huge. My bulls, like I expected, were quite strong in the matchup, thanks to flying movement, divine attack, not be threatened by his range damage. So they were able to do well on the flank and be annoying and deal with stuff. So that was nice. Conjure on foot keeps dying, so I need a proper bunker if I want to keep playing it. And then another point, maybe 6k, a lot of close combat. It just took a lot of time. I think we played like 6 hours, so yeah, it just takes so many times. There are a lot of little tricks. You have to prepare, do all the combats, roll the dice, plus a couple of breaks for me having a young baby at home when the baby cries. So yeah, not easy to fit a 6k game, but this was an experience. But I wouldn't like to do it too often during the year, because this takes just so many times. So that's it, guys. Yeah, so won the SmithF tournament, which is always nice. I won't do a detailed conclusion about the list, because I think it doesn't make sense. We had 1 round army swap. I had the change of the list because of the new book, and now we have new points. So I don't think it matters to do. It makes sense to do any kind of review of the list, to be frank. Thank you for those of you who voted for me as your favorite. Yeah, the people I got as well the People Choice Award from the vote, so that was always quite nice to see your support for the channels, plural, because I have 2 of them. But yeah, thanks a lot for the support. I hope you liked following my adventures during all this event. Huge thanking to Pascal for the event, and also for all the guys that have participated till the end, because it was nice to see so much content created, first of all, and also to meet and discuss with new people was really, really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. I had some nice and funny conversation with people overseas, people from England, a bit all over the world. I'm a bit sad that I wasn't able to face someone. I saw there was some player from Australia, so that would have been nice to really be like Switzerland, middle of the map, and facing people from everywhere in the world would have been really cool. But still, I enjoyed a lot these little exchanges, also about life and stuff. It's also very, very cool as a human experience, basically. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for watching it, and talk to you soon on my channel. Bye.